How we doing? Oh, Jeffree Star. I look at this thing. I don't even care for this palette. You know that? I don't know why I bought this. I don't care for it. Anywho. Oh, hold on. I gotta fix something. My little light bulb went out. What happened? Ow! Oh, Snoop. All right, that really these fucking light bulbs. What the fuck? Oh my God, Liana. Wow. Oh my God, I cannot believe I just did that. I don't want that. Anyway, I don't know. Chat's not loading up unless there's nobody in here, which is completely possible. Somebody else could be live. I don't even know. I didn't look. I don't care. I've been like fucking on my live game this year. Pretty heavy. I haven't live streamed. You know why? I just like, I don't know, you know, part of my I don't want to say New Year's resolution because I didn't really make one. But part of my resolution has been to try to get on YouTube more often. You know, just try to get on here more often. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I was like, what the hell just happened? How did a monkey video come on? That's so weird. I just pressed my own live. Okay. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat. Oh, there's a chat. That's so weird. I guess it takes a little while. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Gina Domino, Jennifer G, Mimi, Just Me, Mom Without a Watch, Kathy Biddy, Just Me Again. What's up? Saying hi to somebody else, I think. Connie, Tawanza in the house. Dish with Lish. I love your name. Lish. Your name's like one of my favorites. I don't know. It's just so cute. It's such a cute name. Hold on. Peanut, Leanne, Lady Liv, B Furs. Lish, let me check. I probably didn't look at it yet. Let me see. Where are you? I gotta program your name in here. I don't know. Sometimes I forget to put people's names. Oh, thank you. All right. Awesome. Cool. So scary things going on in Iraq tonight. Oh Lord. Dude, this is so stressful. Oh, I should message Purple Rain. Where is she? I feel like I've been forgetting to check my messenger lately. I gotta text with her. Hey, I'm live. Okay. So, all right. I really don't want to give this any attention, so I have to think of this real quick. I did listen to Marsha's live just now, and I just don't understand. I really don't. I feel confused about the whole thing. I don't really care what she had to say about me. That's fine. I really don't. And it's not even about what she said. You know, she's kind of like, I don't know. It's like, why did you call her out? Just answer the question as honestly. Like, I saw people asking her questions, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just answer honestly? What was in your head that day? Because like we do have, you know, it happens to the best of us. We're impulsive sometimes. I talked about this the other day. You know, you get impulsive about things, and you jump on it, you know, without thinking it through all the way, you know. So it seems to me that I guess that's where she was going with this whole thing. But I just like I was at the same time, I just was kind of like watching and just kind of sitting back and just like, I don't know. There was just no reason to call Pink out. It doesn't make any sense to me, just because like she didn't introduce Marky Mark to the community. He just found us through her, like many of us did. You know, I found Pink, you know, through her parodies. In fact, I had done one and then I saw hers afterwards and I didn't know she was doing them already. But you know, that people came in all through different avenues, but I don't think she, knew anything about this guy. Yeah, I'm really glad she didn't go on the live. I'm very glad she didn't. Thank you, Golly Girl. I think it was a smart move for her because it's really at this point in time, again, it's like beating a fucking dead horse. How many times, I'm sitting here thinking in my head, and I'm like, sometimes resolution is just walking your separate ways and not dealing with an issue, and I've come to that place where I realized that, like, I said what I had to say, and now it's time to move on because, like, I could see the personalities and I could see that they don't really care to resolve things, and I don't really want a part of that. If that's the case, I don't want to. There's no point of rehashing things over and over and over again. There's just no purpose of it. It doesn't solve anything. So to go up on a live, and I think if I had to guess what Pink was, feeling through this post that she wrote that I saw, I don't know if everybody saw it, but she did explain herself. It's just not, it's not worth it. So sometimes the resolution is to just, turn your back and walk away from something. And that's totally okay. She doesn't owe anybody an explanation here. She's left the, YouTube for a while. She took a break. It was becoming toxic. I know, people are going to say she ran, and that's fine. And that's your opinion. But she took a break for her own mental sanity. Oh, Purple Rain, I just messaged you too. I don't know if you saw the message, but so, right, Happy Life, exactly. More than you would ever entertain in the past. Thank you, Happy Life. Exactly. It's it's very easy to get sucked into this shit. It is. It's very easy, and you know what it is. It's infuriating when you see people writing things about you that are not true. As I watched the chat, I saw people. I'm not even gonna call them out because I don't want to give them any attention. But I saw people saying things that I was just like, "That's not fucking true," and that's not true. Like, I know it, and you're just saying this to incite anger. And when somebody does that, like, you really have to wonder what their real life is like and what they're going through and how, to me, they're just why do you need to respond to everything? Sunspice, I'm not responding to it. I'm just explaining something. I'm not going to respond to it because most of it's just bullshit and there's no point. I'm just trying to explain to people that, like, I don't see people wanting resolution. I put it out there the other day that if, anybody ever wanted to talk to me, I'm more than willing to talk to people. Why is my brush over here? Hold on a second. I've been looking for this fucking brush. Okay. I offered several people to contact me privately if they wanted to talk, and they didn't. And so that tells me that, they don't want to resolve things. That's what that tells me. And so I have my answer now, right? So there's no point of really just continuing on and, fighting. Like, it's just, there's no point. It's just, okay, I'm just going to go my way and you go your way. And that's where I'm going to leave it now at this point. It's just toxic. And I think that's what was starting to get to me, was that kind of all the fighting. It's very stressful. I grew up in a house where we fought, and we yelled, and we very emotional in my house, my household. I'm talking about my mom, my dad, and my brother. Like, when we fought with passion, in my house, and it got loud and it got crazy sometimes, and there was door slamming, and you know what I'm saying? Like, because my parents, I guess, both of them never really had good coping skills. And I didn't either for a really long time, and I still don't. I still, I still make mistakes, but it's something that I know I'm aware of, and I know that my family had this, this issue, and the way we dealt with problems wasn't always really healthy or right. So, maybe these people just weren't handed the proper coping skills in life. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just think that it's toxic and it's bad energy and it's negativity. And if you keep participating in it, it's like you're feeding into it, and it's going to just keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and again, like I stayed out of shit for a long time and I kept my mouth shut, but I felt like I had to kind of detach from that group in a sense, because I didn't know any other way to do it. I mean, I guess I could have slowly like disappeared and, maybe people wouldn't have questioned it, but it just hurts my heart to see people being so hateful. Like, it just does, like on that level. It's okay to not like somebody. It's okay to dislike people. Like, I mean, we all do, not everybody's going to get along, but when it goes to the level that I felt like it was going, it just started to like hurt my heart. Like, people can only take so much. And sometimes you just need that wake up call, and when I did step back, I kind of got backlash for it, because just for saying how I felt. It's just my opinion differs now. I saw things escalating and building up to a point where I was like, okay, this is not healthy anymore. This is not a good environment, and I came on to YouTube to escape an unhealthy environment. This was my place to go to escape. This was my place to go to vent or to talk about things or to try to connect with other people who were having similar experiences with me. Like, when I first did my channel, I had no idea it would ever, turn into this, because I originally started out wanting to talk about products, but there's a million other people that do that. So I was like, that's not really like my authentic self. My authentic self is just like having conversations with people and stories and sharing stories and stuff. And, that was my purpose of coming back to YouTube after my mom passed away. It was like, when I was going through everything and my mom, with my mom and my family, like, it's a very lonely feeling. I mean, I had my husband, I had a lot of people. I'm not saying I didn't have support, because I have a great support system, especially in my husband alone, but never mind, the friends and other family members that were there. I had a good support system, but at the same time, it's a very like isolating feeling, especially when you're grieving, because you feel like nobody really gets it. Nobody's, the world just kind of, I don't remember what video it was, but there was a video, and this is what I always compare it to, where the guy just like standing in like Grand Central Station or something, and he's just like still in the middle, and everybody's like walking past so fast that all you see is like lines, like they speed up the footage of all the other people walking around him. And that's what grief felt like for me. It feels like you're just isolated and you're in this, like, everybody's just fucking passing you by. Life is going on, it's like, and you're in this like hell. You're in this mental hell, not knowing how to act, not knowing how to be, not knowing anything. And so, I do think, it's a healthy way to cope with grief is to try to get your mind off of it, because you could very easily become consumed by it. And so, YouTube was an outlet for me. It was a place for me to go to get all that shit off my mind and to just talk to other people about, other things. And it never in my wildest dreams did I think it would turn into, cops coming to my house and fucking, this. And it's just got too much, it's too much. It's too toxic. It's too fucking crazy. Good for you, Rat Boy. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Vinny G. Vinny G, I'm gonna send a kangaroo to punch you. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Really, I do. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, it just got so toxic to me that I was getting, and I know so many people hate this word, but I was getting triggered. And I felt like, I had to say something at some point in time, because like, it wouldn't have felt right to me to just walk away quietly and not say anything. So I felt like I knew I had been preparing myself for this for months now. Like, this isn't something that I just all of a sudden one day, changed and I was like, oh, okay, now I see things different. No, it was a gradual process over a extended period of time where I just started to slowly see things differently. And I started, because I really do, I know they're going to be like, no, you don't make a mobster, but I really do try to see things from both sides. It's a big thing to me to just try to be rational and try to like, okay, Leanna, step out of sight of yourself, right? And put your emotions to the side. Thinking about this logically. What makes sense to you? No, Remy, I'm not leaving. I'm just saying what I'm talking about, just like pulling myself away from certain people on here that just, I felt like they were responsible for just creating this toxic environment that was getting me, just triggering me, just making me feel like I was back in that place where, it's like these people just want to fight. And I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be a part of that. So, at the same time, like, I can't unsee things. I don't wear rose-colored glasses. So when somebody shows me who they are, yeah, I believe them, if people turn on you really quickly, like, keep in mind, it's not just from that one incident, because I'm not that black and white. I try to give people chances. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt in my mind. And I'm like, okay, maybe they were having a bad day that day. But then, like, I see it happening again and again, and then other things happen. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, okay, all these things are kind of collecting in my head and building this, like, picture of, like, okay, this person is just kind of not somebody I want to be around. If I can't have an opinion that differs from them, what kind of friendship is that? Like, to me, echo chambers are fucking boring, man. Who wants... I welcome in my chat people to come in and ask me questions. I'm glad, even though I get annoyed by them, I'm glad that some of them do come in here and bring the other side to the table so that we can have that discussion, because, like, if I'm just sitting here and you guys are just agreeing with every fucking thing I say constantly and there's no difference of opinion, then there's no conversation. We're not going to have an interesting conversation. Just like, okay, I like this. Yes, so do I. So do I. So do I. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I welcome the different opinions. But people don't come in here for that reason. They don't come in, I don't know. Some people come in here to troll and just to be an asshole and throw you off of your game, and they think I can't see it. I'm not calling names out. But, there is a few individuals that I've been noticing in my chats lately, and I know what they do. These people forget I was friends with them at one time, so I see them in here and I'm like, dude, like, I know what you're doing right now. So I might, stroke your ego a little bit in a sense, but I'm not going to, but I know what's going on. Sorry, I'm like distracted because my phone's ringing. You know what I'm saying? I'll play along with your game, but I know what's going on. I'm not a dumb girl. I'm not. I know I might sound stupid sometimes. I know my fucking New York accent probably makes me sound like a fucking idiot, but I'm not a dumb girl. I'm not. I have a lot of common sense, and I feel confident with myself in that. I'm not fucking bragging. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying I have common sense, period. I have good street smarts. I have a good sense, of how people operate, and just, I do a lot more listening than I do talking. And when you do that, you learn a lot more. So, people think I can't see what they're doing. I totally, totally see it. Like, I see right through it. Thanks, Purple Rain. I hate my accent. I just hate my voice, but that's a whole nother story. So, and I feel like I almost owe you guys an apology, because, like, I don't want to drag you guys into that kind of shit. Like, that's not why I'm here. That's not the purpose of my channel. That was never the purpose of my channel. I know people are like, oh, you drag your family. But, like, if that's what you think my series is, then you haven't been watching my series, because that's not what it is. It's not just me dragging them. It's me just trying to tell a story about what I went through, because I know other people could relate. If while I was going through that shit, I would have killed to have somebody who understood what I was going through at the time, because it was so confusing. I started off saying this before and just totally went off on a different fucking branch of the tree there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I needed to connect to somebody who knew what I was going through. Like, that's what this platform should be used for. instead of fighting and the he said, she said, and you said this and you said that. And, I apologize to you guys. I even like let it get to me because normally I try to stay above it, and not in the way that I think I'm better than people. I feel like see how I have to explain myself now? Like, because these people are like putting these things in my fucking head, make a monster think she's better than her. She thinks she's a moral authority, and it does get to you, man. And that's exactly what the purpose of it is. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to fucking throw you off your game and knock you off your fucking, whatever, your foundation. And when you respond to it, the more you respond, you're just feeding into it. And I know this, and I still fed into it. So I'm a little disappointed in myself in that sense that I fed into it because I know better. And I think that was something that my 4 seasons, which by the way, my 4 seasons, if you watch this, please send me your email address. I would love to talk to you. Hey, Neek, I feel like I forgot what I was saying. I just totally forgot. I don't know. I was saying, I know better, I know better than to fall for those fucking traps. What am I doing? These people want to get me aggravated because you know what they do? This is what these, I don't want to label people, but the only way I can is just saying high conflict personalities. Okay. When people have a high conflict personality, they enjoy conflict and they're looking for it. They actively look for it. Maybe it's like a thrill, like a thrill seeking addiction. I don't know what it is because maybe they like that feeling of getting angry and worked up. And, I personally don't really care for it, but they're coming in here and they want to get you angry so that they could point the finger at you and, look, she's crazy. Look, she did this. Look, she did that. They're going to use it against you in some way. And why am I feeding into that? Like, duh, Liana, that's exactly what I don't want to be part of. I just don't want to be part of that kind of shit because that's not what my life's about. The reason I do my series on my channel is because it's so fucking shocking to me what went on. I feel like I'm like just so confused, I'm devastated. Like that was not my life. My life was not fighting with people, my family. And, it's just crazy. And it just makes you wonder what these people have going on in their real lives that they're so angry. Neek, it's a person here. Somebody's name on here. You guys know what I'm saying? Am I making sense or am I just fucking rambling at this point? I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to just get dragged down into that pit, of just fucking constant back and forth and arguing and lies and insult throwing and, blah, 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 blah. Like, I mean, I have done it and I'm not going to say I'll never do it again. It depends. Because it's infuriating when people are lying about you or, that infuriates me. And also when people assume that you're, they just assume what you mean or they assume what you're going to do. Like, my cousin Nico's in here, so I'm going to use her as an example. My cousin Nico and I are very alike in the sense that like, we're both very, strong, opinionated, tough bitches like we are, we don't really take shit. We both have that kind of personality. And we both had a tendency to kind of just pop off and go crazy and go off on people because we wear our hearts on our sleeves, we're passionate. When something's not feeling right, we go after it and we put all of our everything into it. We put everything into it, and everything that we do in life, we put fucking everything into it. But our families, my family, and I think my whole family probably looks at her the same way where like they know that we're like that and so they expect that out of us and so they then try to use that against us, and they assume that that's how we're going to act every time they approach us, but I've made a lot of changes in my life over the last 2 years where I try not to do irrational shit, or, am I perfect? No, not by any means. I still have my moments. I mean, it's just, it's work, man. I am a fucking work in progress, constant work in progress. I'm going to be like that my whole entire life. But it bothers me that I can't erase now this stigma that my family has of me, and people have of me, that like, Leanna's crazy, Leanna fucking this, Leanna's always confrontational, because I was confrontational. I can be confrontational because I feel like if you don't confront things, you're not going to fucking solve anything. Nothing gets solved. Nothing fucking gets solved by not talking about things, right? So, but I've learned a different way of talking. That's what's changed about me. It's not the fact, like, I learned now that you could be confrontational with somebody, but in a nicer way. You could be like they always say, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? So you don't have to be the screaming maniac, who's tough and cursing and, yeah, does that shit happen? Fuck yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that it didn't. Of course it does. But I've tried now to think before I do things, and I try to, there's times I'll sit there typing comments, or I'll write letters to people, and then I go over them and over them and over them until I basically edit out the anger. I try to edit down the anger in my words, because people do not fucking hear you when you're yelling at them. They don't hear you when you're fucking speaking angry. They hear, when you're calm, cool, and collected, you're better able to get your point across and say how you feel. So fuck them. Exactly. No. But you know what I'm saying? It's I don't care what they think of me, my family wise. I'm not saying that, Nick. I really don't. But I've changed, and it bothers me that the perception, I can't change the perception. You just can't change other people's perceptions. It's impossible. I said this last night, but I feel like once people start to see you in a negative light, and we all do this, it's very hard to like undo that and see somebody in a positive light after you saw them in a negative light. Like my brother's wife, for instance, just like, I didn't really care for her that much in the beginning. I wanted to give her a chance. I was trying to be fair and just give her a chance. But then once that first incident happened, where, we got into this like argument about a dress, something so fucking petty and just unimportant at the end of the day, it was very hard for me to unsee that about her. Because, at that point in time, I hadn't really known her that well. And it was just like a really fucking ballsy thing to do. She has my brother and my brother and my son in her wedding party, but not me. It's my brother who's getting married. You have my brother and you have his son in the wedding party, but I'm not in it. Isn't that kind of weird? Am I, and to be honest with you guys, I didn't really care, because I was like, great, I don't have to spend time with this bitch. I fucking can't stand her. So that's great. I was nice to her, I was cordial to her. I don't like being fake to people, but in a situation like that, I had to be, because I love my brother and I don't want to hurt him. But I just, it's a long story, but I don't even know where I was getting at with this. Oh, it was just it was very hard for me to unsee what she did, and then the way she talked to my mom, and it just like, I can't go back when people cross certain boundaries. Like, for me, it's just, especially when I didn't like you to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I didn't care about this girl to begin with, and now she's like really fucking giving me a reason to not care about her. Baby blues, I'm not good at being fake. When I have to go somewhere and I have to be fake, yeah, exactly, Nico, where it's coming from. I had to do this, and my cousin Nico could vouch for me, for like 10 years, and she had to do it too. We had to sit around, and there was this huge fucking purple elephant in the room at every family party we went to. A huge purple fucking elephant. It was like a fucking stampede of elephants. Like, that was always in the room when our family got together, okay? And we all sat there and suffered in silence about this. I mean, I used to go to my family parties. There was something that happened in my family. I'm not going to get into the whole entire story, but it was between a guy cousin and a girl cousin who was young and an older guy. And I'll leave it there. And I'll let you guys use your imagination. It's not good. I'll put it that way. Okay. And I was gaslit into accepting this motherfucker into my family and sitting at fucking family parties with him, knowing what he fucking did because he's family. What? How did this happen? For 10 fucking years or more, I sat there and I would drive to family parties and I would just get anxiety. And if I was with my boyfriend or, my husband, I would be like, let's just take an extra lap around the block. Like, I had to collect myself before I went in there. I purposely would arrive late, this way it was like I didn't have to be there for as long. I had really bad anxiety. I didn't want to be around this fucking person. Yeah, Amanda, I don't know if you're talking about my situation or something else, but the person who was innocent in my eyes got shunned from my family. And I was vocal about it, but at the same time, I would go along with it. I thought I was sticking up for this person, but when I was sitting there with these assholes, I wasn't sticking up for them. I wasn't being true and authentic. And yeah, that makes me so uncomfortable because I had to be fake, and I really had to step back. That's why when my mom got sick, and I don't really explain this much in my videos, but that's why when my mom got sick, I came to a point where I was like, okay, these people have crossed so many boundaries, and I've suffered and lived for other people's happiness to make exactly 15 years of fakeness. Exactly. I sat having anxiety, being uncomfortable, being miserable, not being fake because, it wasn't everybody. It was a couple of people. I don't want to say I was being fake because I tried to be real, but I felt very uncomfortable because being at the party is how I felt I was being fake, because I felt like it's wrong and it's hurtful to other people. And if I was that person and I knew that my family's all at this party with this guy who fucking did something horrible to me, how would that make me feel? And I'm like ashamed of myself now that I went along with that shit. I'm fucking ashamed of myself that I went along with that shit. And I don't have many regrets in life, but that's one of them. That is one of my biggest regrets in life, is not standing up and just saying, you know what, this shit's fucked up. It's wrong. I can't get into the whole story. This probably sounds so vague, but the day I decided that I'm not going to do that anymore and I'm just going to live my life for me and my family, my husband, my son, and not, just kind of put myself and my own feelings first when it comes to my extended family, even my mom in a sense. If you guys followed my series, like, I didn't go to her birthday and I felt really bad about it, but like, that was the day I put my fucking foot down. Like, I was like, no, I did this for 15 years. I'm so stressed out. I've been going through so much. These people have been fighting with me and fighting with me and fighting with me. I understand everybody else is stressed out. My mom's sick. Nobody knows what to do. I'm by myself. I'm fucking doing all the work. I'm stressed out. I can't even take a little fucking sliver of stress. I cannot fucking handle that much more stress. I am maxed out on my fucking cortisol. I can't handle it. And I put my foot down. And that was the day that, in a sense, I started like living my life a little bit, for myself and being a little selfish. I mean, my mom, I put her first when she was sick and her illness. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying not going to things if I don't feel comfortable. I'm a grown fucking woman, man. I'm a mother. I have my own kids. Nobody's going to put me in a fucking place where I'm uncomfortable anymore or make me feel anxiety, or I'm not doing things just to make other people happy, or just because they're family, or just because I fucking knew you for 25 years. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. It's not good for me. And I need to put myself first for once. And because how can you take care of other people when you're fucking stressed out and you have anxiety and you're not sleeping and you're fucking, you know what I'm saying? you're no good if you're constantly living in a fucking state of stress and anxiety. You can't function. So the only way you could get rid of stress is by pulling yourself out of a situation, because you cannot fucking change other people. And that's so hard for us to understand. Why can't we change other people? Why can't people care as much as I care? Why can't people see things the way I do? I give up. It's a hard lesson to learn, but you cannot fucking control other people. They're going to do and say and feel how they want to feel. And, you could put evidence in people's faces, and they just fucking, if they don't want to fucking believe something, they won't. I saw this in my own family. I mean, the fucking evidence was there. We all had seen little red flags over the years of things going on in my family. We all saw it. Every fucking person in my family saw it. And when this news came out to me, it was told to me by somebody, my little cousin. Nobody was surprised. Nobody was surprised by it. Okay. So that being said, the red flags were all there. But when reality hit and everybody found out that that's what happened, they went into this denial mode. And I mean, they didn't want to hear anything. They did not want to hear anything. They didn't want to educate. See, what I did when I fucking found out about that situation and it happening, I got my ass on fucking line. I looked up fucking all different things that, I wouldn't want to really read about, but I wanted to understand what happened and why it happened. Okay. I wanted to understand what the fuck is wrong with him and what the fuck is, not wrong with her, but like, how did he manipulate this person? How did this come about? I wanted to fucking fully understand it. My family, their way of dealing with things is to just like shut down and shut it off and pretend it's not happening. And that doesn't solve anything. There was literally, I remember a time I was sitting at my aunt's dinner table. I think it was like Easter. And I had one aunt and uncle who fucking like saw things the same way as me at that point in time. Right. And they were in shock too. They were just like, wow, I can't believe this. Like, what are these people not fucking getting about this situation? A grown man and a little girl. Who's at fault? A grown adult or a fucking 14-year-old girl? Who's like, they didn't get it. And I remember we were trying to like tell them everything, right? And my aunt Debbie was at the table. She was one of the people we talked to. She literally went like this. La, 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 la. Like, we were having a fucking in-depth, serious discussion. And this fucking 50-something-year-old woman puts her fucking fingers in her ears and starts going like, la, 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 like that, like a fucking 5-year-old. And I was like my fucking head almost popped off my shoulders. I was like in my early 20s at the time. And I'm just sitting there like, is this real life right now? Is this fucking real life? Like, slap me in the fucking face right now, because this cannot be really happening that this woman's doing this. It just showed me the maturity level there, that they didn't want to hear anything. They didn't care. They did not fucking care to understand the other person's position at all. They saw things the way they saw it, and they convinced themselves that that's the way it was. And even though there was 100% evidence to prove them otherwise, they fucking somehow were able to talk themselves out of it. And I shouldn't have to sit there and feel uncomfortable because they are enablers, because they don't know how to deal with their emotions, because they don't fucking know how to handle things in life. I shouldn't have to be uncomfortable anymore. And I gotta tell you guys, I know a lot of you guys, I see you guys in the comments under my videos and you're like, I'm so sorry. And sometimes people are like, I hope you could patch things up. I don't want to patch things up with those people, because I don't see that they've evolved or changed in any way. I fucking worked on myself over the last 2 years, and it's very hard because it involves admitting that you're, a flawed individual, that you do things wrong, that you go about things the wrong way. It's hard work. It's easy to ignore things, but it's hard to actually fucking do work and take care of things. And they might not believe me, but I know. And the other people that are in my life right now, they know it. They saw the change in me. They know that I've worked on myself and that I don't handle things and that I matured in ways. And, so my new mindset doesn't fit with theirs now because they're stuck in that thinking still. They're still in that same thought pattern, So nothing got resolved back then. It's certainly not going to get resolved now. So anyway, look at the stable master. See, perfect example of what I was talking about. Come in here and they're like, let's go throw her off track. Anyway, what do you mean you can convince everybody else? Sorry, I'm ignoring you guys. I just went off on like a tangent, but I just think it's very, very important to just be, be authentic to yourself at the end of the day. And, if that means that on here, a group of 100 people are going to fucking hate me and make troll accounts and fucking videos and shit, oh well. Oh well. It's a small percentage of people in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? And people like that, they don't like secure people. They don't like people who don't just fold and go along with things. I stand up for what I fucking believe in, and I'm not going to stop doing that shit. I went along on YouTube for a certain amount of time, and I was like, I knew this was going to happen to me. Like, I knew it. I knew as soon as I started talking out, people were going to get mad and, I was going to hurt, people or offend people because my feelings are different than those. Like, I was fully prepared for this to happen. And which is another reason why I shouldn't have fed into it, because I was fully prepared for it to happen. I knew it was going to happen. So, but now it's over. It's done. It happened and there's no changing it. And I just need to move on now. Same thing with my family. I just need to move the fuck on. It's not going to get repaired. I don't want to place, what's the word? Stipulations on people. I don't want to have to be that person to do that. So I walk away and make it easier for people so that they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a good word for it. Walking on eggshells. I fucking am not walking on eggshells for anybody anymore. I educated myself about that. I tried to understand why people are like that and understand these personalities, because for me, it's really hard to understand people being mean, like, and heartless and hateful. And like, I don't, we could all be hateful at times, but there's just some people that just go a little extra with it in life. Anyway, I'm not for big family functions. I'm only close to my kids, my brothers, my mom, my aunts, and a few cousins. That's all. Well, baby Blue, see, this is, like, part of me doing that whole series too is because, like, my family was like the fucking ideal family, or at least that's what I thought in my head for most of my life. I loved going to my family parties. Before this incident happened back in, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe even 16 years ago at this point. Before this happened, like, I loved my family. I would rather go to a family party than hang out with my friends. Like, I loved being around my family. I enjoyed, being around them. I spent a lot of time with my aunts and uncles. I had very close personal relationships with each and every one of them. Like, not all my uncles, but like my aunts. I had close relationship with pretty much all my aunts, and when this happened, it just completely, like, just, there was a shift in the force. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just started to see everybody in a different light. I was like, wow, man, wow. My family, just how they handled this situation just blew my fucking mind. Like, I could not believe these people had no fucking compassion or understanding for a fucking 14-year-old girl and her parents, who were, I mean, this girl's traumatized. She's gonna have to live with this for the rest of her fucking life. And they don't care. They don't fucking care that this girl has to fucking live with the fact that she was groomed, manipulated, and all the above by a fucking grown man who knew better. She has to fucking carry that with her. And I'll tell you one thing about her. I haven't talked to her because she's mad at me, and rightfully so, because I, told her I was on her side, but I really wasn't. I wasn't. I was, I convinced myself that what I did was right at the time, but it wasn't. But she detached herself from my family so fucking much so that she fucking changed her fucking last name. What does that tell you? Okay? These people are fucking whacked. They're fucking whacked. I reckon you must be one of those fucking stupid trolls. Stable master. I mean, I just can't wrap my head around it. I feel so free now, though, because I don't have to fucking feel uncomfortable anymore. And it's going to be the same thing here on YouTube. I don't want to fucking feel uncomfortable anymore. I don't. I was like, this is all starting to fucking feel familiar here. Oh, this whole thing. The gaslighting. I know they hate that word, but it's what it is, guys. The triggering. You know what I'm saying? All those words that they hate. It's true. So I don't want to be in a situation like that anymore. Bye. See you later, guys. I can't do that to myself ever again. I will never fucking live like that ever again in my life. Anyway, the toll it takes on a child is very awful. Just me. I mean, I don't even know what it's like to be in her shoes, but when somebody you trust violates you in that way, like that fucking, it burns a fucking hole in your soul, It burned one in my soul because I was also close with this person. I spent a lot of time with him, dude. We were like out of all my cousins, like him and I were probably like the closest. He taught me all, everything I know, working on cars and everything. And I was so fucking disappointed in him. I couldn't even fucking look at him. I didn't talk to him for like 7 years or more. And then finally one day I said, you know what? I need to just kind of forgive. So like, it's not renting that much space in my head anymore. I have to. And I kind of just went along with the crowd, I guess, in a sense, because I was like, well, my cousin, she don't want to talk to me either. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how sick my family was, that they tried to basically convince us all that it was okay what he did. I mean, they actually like used examples. Well, it happened to Nana, It happens to a lot of people. It doesn't fucking make it right, though. Like, my mom used to say things like that. I'd be like, oh, my dad does this. My dad's an alcoholic. And my mom would be like, Grandpa was too. And I'm like, yeah. And so they were both alcoholics. So that doesn't fucking make it right that they're alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both have fucking drinking problems. Why in God's creation did I sit there and accept this person just because they were family? Because it was fucking pounded into my fucking head my whole entire life. Family this, family comes first. You got to be loyal to your family. Blah, blah, blah. But when the time comes and you need some loyalty from your family, they're nowhere to fucking be found. Nowhere to be found. Because they're more concerned with their fake image that they're putting on. It's just crazy. It's just fucking crazy. I can't believe I fucking, again, went along with that. Chris? Yep. Oh, shit. Scared the shit out of me. I only speak with 2 out of 8 siblings. Wow, beefers. I didn't know that. I never thought there would come a day that me and my brother weren't speaking. I never thought that day would come. I never fucking thought that day would come. If you would have told me 10 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Like, I just didn't see it coming. I knew that, like, once he had a family and I had a family, we weren't going to talk as much. I mean, that's realistic to think, but to think that we would fucking hate and despise one another, no, I never saw that coming in my whole life. Like, it was the furthest thing from my reality and the way my life was prior to this shit, you know? That incident affected my life so deeply, and I'm not even the victim. It affected me so on such a fucking deep level that it just ruined me. It fucking ruined me for a long time. A long time. Families fucking, dude, it's just toxic, man. It's toxic. Family is always my number one priority. Absolutely. And you know what, Blondie McBlondie? I still go by that. I still go by that. And I will, you know, pass those morals and values down to my son. And, but I also want my son to understand to have healthy boundaries with family, even if that means, you know, setting up a boundary between him and I when he's older. You know what I'm saying? Nico, guilty of following the herd. You know, I want my son to be able to know, okay, I have to set healthy boundaries even with family. And you don't have to accept people just because, you know, when people do horrible fucking things, you don't have to accept them just because they're family. My family pounded that into us and made us believe that, you know, and now that I'm out of it, when I'm out and you see things totally different, you know, when you break out of that, like, I guess brainwashing, I don't know what to call it. I mean, I guess I always kind of thought for myself, but like, I finally like started being more vocal about it. But when you break out of that like way of thinking, something that you were conditioned to think for your whole entire life, and you start looking at it, you start noticing all the little things. And I talk about these things in my videos, like the, you know, the way that they use love to manipulate, and my grandmother, and like, you know, they have these little tools that they fucking throw in your face all the time to manipulate things, and they still do it. And I mean, in one of my last videos, I read a message from my aunt. That was a more recent one. You know, she had sent like a couple months, you know, it was sometime within the last year. And she tried to do the whole Nana thing, use my grandmother as manipulation against me. And I'm like, that don't work anymore. It doesn't work. And you know how powerful that feels? You know how good that feels when like you take something like that, when people are trying to use something and now you see why they're doing it. It feels so good to sit back and be aware of it and be like, that does not work on me anymore. Sorry, my friend, doesn't work. Try again. It feels good. It does. Knowledge is power. 100%. It really is. Always question everything you've been taught to believe. Yeah. And I'm not faulting my mom for, you know, raising me that way. I mean, I'm a lot more like, I think our generation, you know, kids that were born in like the 70s and 80s to like mid 80s, late, you know, even late, I don't know about late 80s, mid 80s. I think we were taught to kind of question things a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, than our parents' generation was. Because I feel like our parents, my mom accepted a lot of things just because, you know what I'm saying? And she never thought to kind of look deeper into things or try to understand things, because it was like, I was told this way and that's the way it is. And that's the way I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? It reminded me of that book Anthem. I don't know if you guys read that. It was mandatory in our school district that we read this book, but they create this whole new society, right? And, you know, whatever, mankind ends and then it's reborn into this different, you know, dictatorship type society where, you know, people are assigned jobs and they don't have their number, you know, they have a number, they don't have names. There's no individuality in this society. There's none. There's absolutely no individuality. And there's this one guy, Anthem, whatever fuck, some number, that was the main character in the book. He had a different mindset. Like his mind, like I reference this book a lot in my life because I relate with this character so much. It's like that he always thinks outside the box. You know what I'm saying? He looked at the society that he was in and he was like, you know, this isn't right and that's not right. And I think he found some book somewhere along the lines about history, like a history book. And he realized that there was democracy and people, were able to wear the clothes they wanted and have the jobs that they wanted. And so he kind of wanted to get that. Yeah, Neek. Oh my God. Yeah. I should tell that story. This is fucking interesting. Neek, you gotta come up here one day so we can fucking laugh together about this shit. Because it's one thing for me to say it, but to have a family member on here with me, backing it up, it's whatever. Anyway, I totally forgot about that. She said she blocked me from that. So I don't know if I told you guys this story. Anyway, wait, let me just finish the Anthem thing and then I'll talk about that. But the Anthem thing is just that the guy's a different thinker. And so he stepped outside of that society and he started, his own almost mankind, I don't know. It's crazy. It was a good book. You should read it. It's called Ayn Rand, I think, Anthem. I should add it to my Amazon thing. It's an easy read, obviously, because I think we had to read it in 8th grade. But I related with that character because I feel like a black sheep sometimes because I'm always kind of thinking differently. I see things a lot differently. I don't just accept things. I question everything, and I've always been like that. So whatever. All right. My cousin Nico was talking about this. I told this in my videos, right? I made my grandmother's Facebook account. So I had the password to it. Okay. And I gave it to my aunts. My mom had it. My aunts had it. This way, in case anything ever happened or she got logged out, they could get back in. So my mom tells me one day that they're all using it. This one uses it to see this one's page that they're not talking to. And this one's seeing, and my mom's we found out that my brother's wife had friend requested my grandmother and she blocked my mom and she had me blocked. So we looked at her fucking page. Sorry, I'm fucking nosy. I'm just gonna fucking put it out there. I'm a fucking nosy bitch, man. I want to know, what is this girl's story, man? You know what I'm saying? I had no access. She never friend requested. That was another weird thing that she did, my brother's wife. When we met her, I mean, she knew we were on Facebook. She obviously saw pictures of us and our names on my brother's page and everything. Well, my brother's just fucking literally fell off the grid once he met her. But anyway, back to the story. So we all had my grandmother's password and we would use it to look at people that my grandmother was friends with that didn't talk to us. Okay. Everybody has a person. I'm sorry. If you say you never did this, you're a fucking liar. Okay. A lot of girls are, we're all fucking nosy bitches. Come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. Who here hasn't looked up an ex-boyfriend or something? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Just to see how he's doing, just to see how the pig that he's with or some shit, and laugh at her. Anyway, so my aunt was stalking me from my grandmother's Facebook page. And I knew this, okay? So I started kind of blocking my grandmother from certain posts because I'm weird with Jesse, with my family. I feel my son's innocent. He's a child. These people have not asked about him. They have not sent him a Christmas card, a present, a birthday, nothing. Nothing. My mom would be so upset about that. Fuck me. She would know I can handle myself. But to know that they're all just completely ignoring her grandson, my mom would be fucking devastated. And I know my cousin can back this up. I know she can. That would break her heart more than anything. So I block my grandmother from some of the stuff that I post with him because I'm if you don't want, I don't want you having access to my kid when you fucking ignore him and pretend he doesn't exist. Why should you get to see pictures of him, So I would put my grandmother's name on certain posts to block her, which is fucked up, but not fucked up because I know for a fact, for 100% fact, my grandmother cannot use Facebook, okay? She can't see the iPad. She's told me a million fucking times. Every time I go to her apartment, she's like, I can't see. I don't know. I can't see that thing. I don't know how to use it. So I know that any activity on her Facebook account was not from her because she can't use it. My grandmother had never touched a computer until she turned fucking 80. And I went over and taught her how to use it in one day. And, obviously she wasn't fucking programming and hacking into fucking banks or anything, but she just showing her the basics, So but she still like didn't get it. She wasn't good at it. Imagine going 80 years and then all of a sudden it's like, here's an iPad, figure it out. Like, it's hard. I don't even know why that matters. So we were all on the Facebook page. Okay. So when my mom passed away, I'm not talking to my aunts. I still had access to the Facebook page for a long time. And, I looked every once in a while at their pages, see what the fuck was going on. I'm nosy. You have access to it, you might as well fucking take advantage of it, right? But my aunt, every day, because I was able to look at the activity log, and she would fucking sign on in the morning, check my fucking page, check my cousin Nico's page, check her ex-boyfriend's page, check, who else? She would check his page. All right. There was a whole bunch of people. She had like all these people. This one aunt, my Aunt Debbie, right? So all of a sudden one day, she fucking, I don't know if she knew that I was in the account. I don't know. But she fucking changed the password, all right? So I couldn't get into it anymore. Because she's such a fucking bitch. Oh, let me just also put this out there. They fucking got my mom's page memorialized, which means on Facebook, you cannot fucking, like, you can't change the picture. You can't do anything. It's my mother's page, but they memorialized it. They're such fucking assholes. Because, like, they didn't want me having access to their conversations. Like, it's fucking crazy. All right? So, anyway, so I started now checking Facebook every day to see if she was checking on me. I'm like, so every day I would take a fucking screenshot of it and another screenshot, and like, dude, I mean, relentlessly, she would look at my mom's page, like, to see if I wrote anything there. I ended up creating a separate, like, memorial page for my mom because, like, they fucking memorialized her page with a picture of my fucking grandfather. So, like, you don't even see my mom when you go on her Facebook page. My grandfather is her fucking, she changed it a couple of days before she died because it was his birthday. And now it's frozen in time forever with a picture of my fucking grandfather. Like, how infuriating is that? Ugh. So recently, my aunt now I know at this point in time, my grandmother definitely, I mean, she can't see it all. She's got dementia. She's not using a Facebook account. But my aunt, for whatever fucking reason, feels like she needs to make it look like my grandmother's still, like, active on Facebook. Like, I don't know, they have this weird thing where they want to make my, like, I think they love the attention that they get from my grandmother. Like, oh, she's so cute. She's so beautiful. You guys look just like her. You guys are beautiful. Like, they love that attention. So they always, like, make her, like, I don't know. I always call her a showpiece. My grandmother's always like this little showpiece. She's like a little fucking marionette puppet, So it's so fucking weird. I can't even explain it. So on Facebook, they're trying to, like, maintain this image that my grandmother's, like, fine, that there's nothing wrong with her, that she's not sick. So every once in a while, you see my aunt putting little posts up. Oh, me and my sister, me and my children, me and my sons. Like, she's writing as if she's my grandmother. And I'm like, that's so fucking bizarre. Like, that's so weird. Why don't you just post this shit on your page and tag her in it? Like, and it'll show up on her page. I don't understand why are you fucking pretending to be her and trying to act like she could actually use fucking Facebook? Like, I just, like, why is there some fucking rule or law that she has to have Facebook? Because I don't know about it. Snoop! Hold on. Come on. Upstairs. Hold on. Let me get this asshole before he wakes my son up. Snoop, come on. Come on. Why do you put it down here? This way we can track out. I've never met a dog who needs to be fucking escorted up and down the steps in my life. Holy shit. Here's Snoop. All right. Oh, what the fuck? Where did this shit land in? Are you kidding me? When I just took my headphone off, I threw it and it fucking lands in a cup. Fucking A, man. Just my luck. Anyway, I don't even need headphones. I'm not fucking talking to anybody. So, all right. So, my aunt's pretending to be my nana, and I just don't get it. Because I'm like, is there really, like, I don't know. Why does my nana have to have a Facebook page? I don't understand it. And why are you pretending to be her? So, recently, there was this one day, she posted this picture. Okay. It was a picture of my grandmother and her dog, my aunt's dog. fucking ugly little fucking thing. I love dogs, but I don't know, this one dog, it's just ugly to me. I forget what kind of dog it is. It's just not cute. So she posts this picture, and I feel like she does that to like make it like, so people will be like, oh, you're such a good daughter, Meanwhile, she fucking didn't do shit for my grandmother for fucking years, like years. She barely paid attention to her. But, now she's like, I don't know, maybe she was living off the guilt of how she treated my mom. I don't know. But she's like, she wants everybody to know what a great fucking, daughter she is. I mean, I've put posts like that too, but whatever. I shouldn't judge her. But she posted on my grandmother's page, and she writes, Mom and I forget what the dog's name is. Let's just call him Randy, okay? Mom and Randy, right? So I said something. I commented on the post because I'm like, why? I'm so sick of you fucking pretending that this is my grandmother making these posts. We know it's not her. So I write on the post, I comment, and I'm like, oh, it looks like somebody forgot was logged into the wrong account when they posted this shit. So then she writes back to me and she's like, for your information, this is Diane, Angie's daughter. And I'm like, oh, like I didn't know. Like, I don't know who you are. Thank you for clarifying that you're fucking, she's so condescending. So she wrote that back, and she's like, she fucking asshole outs herself. And she's like, I've been posting because she's unable to do so and has been for a long time. And I was like, dude, you just fell right into the fucking trap. Like, you just fell into it. You just outed yourself, right? Not everything's fine. Not Nana who's been posting these pictures. So I wrote back to her something to the effect of like, well, yeah, I know she hasn't. She told me for the last couple of years that she hasn't been able to use, Facebook because she can't see. And I'm like, and we all know why you like to use it. And I put that like eyes, the stalker eyes that look sideways or whatever. So she fucking blocked me from Facebook. So now I'm blocked by my grandmother on Facebook. That was a long story just to say that. Right? That was like a fucking 20-minute story just to say that. But how fucked up is that shit? Code word parrot? No, this isn't John Crimes. This just because he's black, it's John Crimes. I mean, come on, dude. No, it's DMX. It's not fucking John Crimes. Why would I have a John Crimes shirt on? I don't even think he has John Crimes. And why would John Crime be smoking a blunt? I don't think he fucking smokes blunts. What a silly question. See, now, if I was somebody else, I would have been like, you're racist. You just assumed that John was black, and this is John because he's black. I did say that, but I was joking. And that's why I said it, because I know that other people would say something like that if it was turned. Code word, no, it's Notorious B.I.G. M. Cohen, no, this is definitely not Biggie. This is DMX. So, how fucked up is that, though? She blocked me from my grandmother's account. I'm like, so like, I have no access to my grandmother as it is because, she got hurt last year and she needs 24-hour care. So they have a nurse at her house. And then, my aunts they're always back and forth, and I'm not talking to them. So it makes for, like I used to be able to just call my grandmother up and be like, Nana, I'm coming by, let everybody know. But, her head's not all there now. So I can't do that. So it's like, in order for me to go there, I have to let somebody know. And I'm not talking to any of them. And they all have me blocked on their fucking phones. So I can't even like just send a text. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been out this year, and I feel terrible about it. I feel guilty about it because the guilt's still programmed into me a little bit, not going to lie, but I feel a little guilty about it, and I can't just go see her. So, I enjoyed seeing pictures of her, but, since my Aunt Debbie is such a fucking crazy control freak, she can't handle anything. So that's it. Fucking asshole. So she had to deprive me of that as well. Because, I mean, in a sense, I have to take responsibility. I shouldn't have even wrote the comment, but I just felt like, stop stalking me, bitch. I know why you're on Nana's account all the time. You don't give a shit about posting pictures for Nana's sake. You're on her account to stalk us. We all know it. every day my mom's, because I made this memorial page, but it's like more like a I don't know if it's like a business page. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a typical Facebook page with the timeline and shit. It's like a fan page or something, but I named it a memorial page. So you could see whenever somebody views, just like my Makeup Mobster page. I could see every time people view the page, not even, like it or anything like that. Like it tells you how many people view the page. And I don't think strangers would find my mom's memorial page because it's kind of like fucking random. And every day I get one view on it. Who could that be? So if any of you guys have ever been to my Makeup Mobster Facebook page and you see a post with like, I don't think it's Audrey Hepburn. I don't know. I think it might be. She has the middle finger and it says nothing, interesting to see here. That was, again, because while I was completely inactive on YouTube for a while, I kept getting fucking views every day. One view on my Makeup Mobster page. Who could that be? So, yeah, and I'm not saying, listen, we all stalk and shit, but like, it's been 3 years now. Like, I kind of just like, you're still stalking me on a daily basis. Like, I understand, back then, but like now, like I haven't talked to you about you. I haven't dealt with you in any other fucking way. You're still stalking me every fucking day. Every fucking day. It's kind of creepy. Anyway. Pugs and Dugs. Visit your grandma. Yeah, Z-Hounds. I have to meet. Well, I don't know if my cousin Eagle left the chat, but we usually go together because we're the two fucking outcast, bitches. So we'll try to get down there. We'll try. It's just, it's hard. She fucking doesn't like remember. The last time I went there a couple months ago, I was like, it was very like, I hadn't seen her in a while, and she was kind of like, she's kind of out of it. Like, she doesn't really like, I almost feel like she doesn't know who I am in a sense, because I don't know how dementia works, but I know that like, I would assume that, even if they forget, there's some familiarity with like people's faces. Like, in other words, if my aunt's there every day, she might forget that she's my aunt, but the face, maybe she remembers, or something about her that she remembers that she can kind of distinguish in her head. Okay, this is somebody I know, at least, but I don't know. Yeah, Tiffany Marie, 100% agree. Human behavior is, that's why I made that the other day when I titled it Social Experiment. I was like, this is like, because the behavior on here is fascinating. It really is, how these people get into these fucking groups. And then like, 1 minute they're nice to you and they're, in your chats and they're, hey, Makeup Mobster, and then all of a sudden like something between me and somebody else that has nothing to do with them happens. And it just like, they turn on you, it's like, I'm a horrible person. Like, no, I'm sorry. Maybe you don't, like, in my mind, like, you might not like what I did, but like overall, like, I don't know. How does one action, or not even an action, just a fucking me voicing my opinion about something that is different than your opinion, how does that turn into like, I'm a horrible person and I'm dark, and I just like, I'm like, these people are fucking insane. Like, that's insane to me. I'm sorry. It's weird. I really try to like, I saw that one My Four Seasons, comment the other day, and I was like taken back by it. I was like, what the fuck, But she apologized, but like, I tried to like understand it. I don't know. Like, I could get over it, I could get past it. I just like, it was confusing to me, but I'm glad she at least explained it to me and had the decency to apologize to me. Studied it, personalities at Tiffany Marie over the last decade, but scares the shit out of me at the same time. Yeah, Amanda, I totally hear you on that. It's scary when that one action goes against people they like. Yeah, John, that's exactly. Wait, hold on. When that one action, why does this always do this? I have a question. Oh, sorry, John. Yeah, what's your question? You go for it, John. What's your question? To stay on YouTube, you got to embrace it. They don't love you. They love to. No, John. See, they don't love me. They love to hate me. Now, what was your question? It's just fascinating, like, to me, how that happens, how this whole, like, shift happens. Like, I guess it kind of happened, when I defriended Laura, and I did get sucked up into that. And then but I realize now that it just went too far. It went way too far. It just went to a place that I just wasn't comfortable. Wait, hold on. My question, Mega Master, why New Yorkers claim the Bronx, Queen, Brooklyn, Long Island, etc., but no one claims Manhattan? I'm going to give you that answer, John. Most people that live in Manhattan are transient. They're fucking from, all different parts of the world. I mean, the same goes for in the other 5 boroughs, but, like, there's not a very big, I guess, like, there's not, like, a big community. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not, like, there's no townies. You know what I'm saying? Like, generations don't grow up there. Like, Manhattan's kind of, like, touristy, and it's, like, in and out. People are in and out all the time. It's very busy, and there's not a lot of people that live there and, like, grew up there. Most of the people that are there, they're there because they want to work there and they want to make money there. And so they're traveling in from other, parts of the tri-state area, whether it's Connecticut, Long Island, whatever. So I guess the rappers, just like, that's where, the projects are. Like, there's no projects in Manhattan. There's no projects, not that I know of. Manhattan's it's really just more business, oriented. So it's not really like, I mean, you can raise a family there. There's schools and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. Like, a lot of times when people come from Brooklyn or something, like, their family was raised there, and you know what I'm saying? Like, their parents grew up there, their grandparents grew up there. So it's like, there's more like a history. And the neighborhoods are a lot smaller and tight knit, So, like, when you grow up in the city, everybody on your block. The houses are right next to each other. You can walk everywhere. And when I say the city, I just mean, like, in general, the Bronx, Brooklyn, whatever, all the 5 boroughs. So, I mean, I don't know of anybody else really claiming, places besides rappers. So that's why I'm using that as an example. But yeah, Manhattan's it's very expensive to live there too. That's the other thing. I mean, you really have to have fucking money to live in Manhattan. There's no affordable fucking housing. Most people now are actually, like, going into Brooklyn and buying houses there, and then, hey buddy, and then going, taking the subway into Manhattan, because it's so much cheaper to live in Brooklyn than it is to live in Manhattan. So I'm going to move to New York and claim Manhattan. Magenta, eggplant, purple, and black. All black everything, John. I like black. Yeah, I wanted to live in Manhattan when I was younger, but it didn't work out. My brother stayed there when he was in college, and, like, he would, dude, like, that's why I was saying this the other night. I'm like, Chris, can you close that door? So yeah, thanks. What? Oh, I just thought. What do you call it? What the fuck are they saying now? Oh, the apartments that you see on TV, like Friends, like, they would never be able to afford, unless Monica inherited that fucking apartment. She would, being a chef, she wouldn't be able to afford it. And Rachel being a fucking waitress, they still, even if all fucking 10 of them, or how many was there? 4, 5, 6 of them, 8 of them chipped in, they probably all wouldn't have been able to fucking afford that apartment. Even Ross's apartment, which was a lot smaller, is probably out of most people's fucking price ranges. Right, Neek, that's what I was trying to say. There's no roots in Manhattan, really. Like, it's almost like I don't know, I guess you kind of look at like a hotel in a sense, like, I'm sure there's, little areas in the Upper East Side and stuff, but, like, it's more focused on business. That's where you work. But you're wrong, John, because if you remember the song, The City, with Ja Rule, who else was in it? I'm from New York. You remember that song? New York, I got 100 guns, 100 clips. They kind of do claim the city. And Jay-Z kind of claims it in Empire State of Mind. So, but he reps Brooklyn because that's where he was raised. Not a lot of people are raised in Manhattan. Hotels are expensive in Manhattan. Hell yeah, everything. Beth, everything's expensive in Manhattan. Hotels, drinks, food, everything. Everything. Pack of cigarettes in Manhattan is like $15. It's ridiculous. So every time I go to the city, I make sure I have like a few packs on me because it's so expensive to buy cigarettes there. Like, and then gas, you know, you don't want to, I always fill my car up when I go there because, like, first of all, I think there's only 2 gas stations in the entire Manhattan Island. There's one all the way on the west side on Houston Street, I think. And then I don't even know where there's another one. There might be another one like downtown more. Oh, there is. There's one by Canal Street, I think. So that's it though. 2 fucking gas stations. That's all I've ever seen. Rank Control. Alicia Keys has a song. Yeah, Happy, Happy, Happy. That's what I was talking about. Jay-Z's song, Empire State of Mind. Jay-Z wrote that when he was 100 millionaire already. Right, exactly, John, because there's no way he would have been able to afford living in Manhattan prior to that. But there's some really nice parts of Brooklyn now. Even Long Island City, I would love to live there. It's actually like it's being more, you know, they cleaned it up and it's getting a little bit more developed. So it's like modern. It's kind of like a hip place to live. I don't know. It's cool down there. You know, there's still really cool places to go in Brooklyn, Queens. Staten Island isn't really like, I don't know. I wouldn't consider Staten Island city. It's more like, I don't think it's very city. I guess it is. I guess they have some buildings, but it's more like a rural area. Like it's a little bit more, it's kind of like a mix between the city and the suburbs together. If that makes sense. I want your DMX shirt. DMX is my favorite. Mine too, Carrie. That's why I searched far and wide for this shirt. If you want, Carrie, I'll put a link. I'll put a link down in my description box, and I have a link to it on my Amazon store. And if you buy it, I get a little percentage. You'll be helping a sister out. I'll get like half a penny. So what's your favorite thing about New York? What, like the city? Well, my favorite thing is that I don't know. I like a lot of things. I can't pick a favorite thing. I love the city. I think that's my favorite part. Like, even though I've been there a million fucking times, I still drive by, you know, when I'm in Brooklyn or if I'm like heading up to my cousin Nico's house because, you know, I have to pass through the city to get up there. Like just the skyline. It's just amazing to look at. Even though I've seen it I can't never count how many times I've seen the New York City skyline from all different angles. I mean, I've been on cruises around the city where you go on a boat and those are awesome. You go under the bridges and shit. It's at night. Oh my God. It is so cool to do that. But you know, I love it. I think it's such a fucking cool thing to look at. You just sit in awe, even though I live here. But my favorite thing about New York is fucking the food, honestly. We got everything. Like, you know, we have every kind of food you can think of here, except fucking Waffle House. But we have to, I think I'm going to start an online petition to get a Waffle House put in on Long Island. I live in Niagara Falls, never been to the city, but I want to go. Amanda Dixon, that's so weird to me. Ems too. She said she's never been to Manhattan, and I guess like I don't know. It's a far ride. You don't when you're on like Long Island or even from like the city or anything, like you don't realize how big New York State is. Like this Manhattan is like a fucking little pea in you know, the whole state. It's crazy, but it seems like the biggest place because of the buildings and everything. But that's what I love. I mean, I never in my life never even considered moving out of New York. Like I was like, I'm gonna fucking die here. I'm New York for life. Like, but I've kind of, you know, in the last couple of years, I'm like, maybe this place isn't for me anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's because of what I went through with my family. I just feel like nothing's tying me here anymore. Like my roots are gone. Like I don't have a foundation here anymore. So it's like it almost lost the feeling or the meaning. I can't explain it. There's nothing like the smell of, yeah, no. What do you mean, Tiffany Marie? You mean the smells of New York City? It's like the hot dog trucks, the sewers, the fucking dumpsters, the garbage on the sidewalk, like the actual garbage, not like litter. I mean, like when people put their garbage out, the smells. You could walk 10 feet and fucking smell 100 different things within that 10 feet. It's so weird. But it does have a certain smell. Like the subways, the subways are fucking nasty. Some of them aren't that bad, but some of them stink. Oh, 8-hour drive. Wow. Shit, man. That's like me driving from here to like North Carolina. It takes 10 hours. Shit, I didn't realize New York was that big. Damn, Smokey. The ferry from Rockaway to Seaport Night is nice, past Coney Island and the bridges. It's beautiful. Yeah, if there's one thing that I would tell people to do if they ever come here, one is to fucking go to like if you want to do the tourist things, I would say one of them you definitely should do is the 9/11 museum, which I haven't been to yet, but I think it's probably good. You have to go downtown. I mean, it's just it's amazing. It really is. And going in the Freedom Tower and just looking and like, because I don't know, I feel like on TV you don't get the gravity of how big that area was and the buildings were, and like, you know what I'm saying? When you're down there, it's just a different thing, and it's peaceful now, and it's a sad place. It's a quiet place, the quietest place in the city, honestly. Like when you walk onto that grounds where those pools are, it's so quiet there. It's weird because it wasn't always like that. So I would definitely say to do that and go to the top of the Freedom Tower, because it's just an amazing experience. You see the whole fucking city, and it's so unbelievable, the view. It's crazy to see it from above that angle. And they do helicopter rides. I don't know if they still do those actually, but this is probably a lot cheaper, and you still get as nice a view because you could look all directions around the whole, so you could look at, uptown, like am I saying that right? Yeah, uptown. And then there's not really much to see downtown because you're kind of like the Twin Towers were like pretty much like almost on the edge of fucking Manhattan. There's only like a small couple buildings and then a small park, and then you got the water right there. And then where else would I say to go? I would definitely look into some type of cruise around Manhattan at night. I think they might have like booze cruises or something. That, and where else? I mean, you have to go to Times Square. You have to. Oh, and then I don't know if they still have it. I wonder if that's still there. If you go to the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, they have one of those restaurants that fucking revolves. That's a cool place. I don't know if I wonder if Jekyll and Hyde is still open too. That's another cool restaurant. The food's not like the best, but it's just cool, the atmosphere. It's creepy in there. It's like, but it's really cool the way it's done. So that's fun. Where else? I'm trying to think. Definitely if you go, you have to take a fucking pony ride, or in the cart. Horses, all the horses would love it. You could take the horse and carriage through Central Park, or they have bicycle guys too that that'll pull you around Times Square. I'm not Times Square, I'm sorry, Rockefeller Center, but there's not much going on there unless the winter is the better time to go there when they have the tree up. Like, yeah, you're right, Laura. Little Italy, I don't know, Little Italy is like changed though. It's not like, I don't know. I feel like it's becoming like kind of less and less Italian. It's like almost like Chinatown's like swallowing it, and it's turning into like fucking small Chinatown, little Chinatown. Canal Street, that's a definite place you have to visit. You do need to take a walk down Canal Street. Into downtown just changed so much. Like I used to love going there. there's all these cool clothing boutiques, and they have all these cool costume shops. Like that's my favorite area in the city, the Village it's called, or Soho, Chelsea, whatever. It's all like the same thing. But there's so much cool little stores that a lot of them are gone now, man. After 9/11, like it changed Canal Street and that whole area. But Canal Street's, you walk down and there's all these like Asian people everywhere, because it's Chinatown, Canal Street. And they're, ma'am, Gucci, Prada, Chanel, you want this? They're trying to sell you everything. They come up to you and it's an experience. There's jewelry, they got fake jewelry, they got everything you can fucking think of down there. So it's fun. It's a fun place to go, just to experience it. I used to love going down there. I went down there like at least like when I was younger, I would be there at least once a month, but if not more. Best Italian bread. Yeah, exactly. Nani cheese. Like that to me, like Little Italy in Manhattan is like bullshit compared to Arthur Avenue, because Arthur Avenue it's not just Arthur Avenue. I mean, there's like fucking little side roads and there's all good shit. Like Little Italy is literally, 1 block. It's fucking Mulberry Street. That's it. And you can't even find a pizzeria on down there. It's all like Italian bistros, and there's nothing really like, I don't know. My favorite restaurant went out of business, so I don't know. I've eaten at other places. It's not like their food's bad. It's just like, again, it's like more commercialized. Like the city, like if you want the authentic, good Italian food, you need to either go to like the Bronx or Brooklyn, like that's where like the real good stuff is, I don't know. Manhattan's like, it's more commercialized. So there's not as much shit. Like everything's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like more like franchise, not franchising. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyway, back to stealing cars. Who's stealing cars? Oh, what are you playing? Fucking what's that shit? GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Which are some of the best? Honestly, Mac 11 Lane, I can't even really tell you what some of the best pizzerias are. Where's NYC or Bernista? By the way, check her channel out because she shows a lot of like different little parts of the city that like most people don't know about, or so check her videos out. Any thoughts on Staten Island? Shaolin, Wu-Tang Story used to be there. I can't see what we're not. I can't wait to see what Winona Ryder filmed. What? Everyone was posting how she was in town. I almost wanted to drive. Oh, wow. I saw an episode of Sex and the City being filmed in Manhattan. That was probably one of the coolest things I ever like experienced in Manhattan, and I didn't watch the show at that time. I knew about it, but I didn't watch it. And I when that season released, that was the last season, I believe. It was either the last season or the second to last season. I think it might have been the second to last season. But because I wanted to see that scene that we saw being filmed, I wanted to watch it. And that episode was the if any of you guys watched it, it was the Fleet Week episode where they go into Manhattan and they're in Times Square. They're I don't know, did they go to Barcode? I don't know. They had this like Dave and Buster's type place. It's not there anymore, but it was called Barcode. I know Tiffany Marie knows what that is. But anyway, I saw it. I had pictures somewhere. I took pictures. We just stood there and watched them. And it was like, dude, like, it's amazing how much work goes into like, it was just like it was a scene of, I think it was Samantha, Carrie, and Charlotte walking down the street. And literally, I mean, we sat there for a pretty good, decent amount of time watching. And they would walk maybe about 10 feet and it would take them another fucking half hour to like go all the way back. All the people have to get back into their places, the extras that are walking and the camera, and they had to set the camera. It was like, I couldn't believe what just went into shooting this little fucking like 20 seconds, if even. If you ever watch that episode, it's like they show maybe, I don't know, a couple of seconds. And it's like amazing how much fucking work went into it. the actresses are standing around and fix their makeup. Like, I was like, holy shit, like I never realized how much goes into this little fucking scene. Like, it's amazing. So I got hooked on that show though after I watched it. It became like I've seen every episode 1,000 times. I gotta watch that one again. That's one of the ones I should rewatch. I haven't watched it in a long time. It was probably like 2006 or 7 the last time I watched it. Because I can't watch it on whatever. Would they have it on the E channel? I don't know if it's still on there, but like it's not the same without the cursing. I got cussed out in Chicago for asking for a flat New York slice of pizza. Oh yeah, the Chicago people take their pizza very seriously. So a guy from Crossville, they're known for the thick crust. Nobody, I've been told this. I don't know if it's true because everybody's always like, well, why is the pizza in New York so much better than everywhere else? And they say it's because of the water. I don't know about that, but it could be true. I don't know, because really, why aren't they able to make pizza like the way it's made here? Everywhere I've been in the country, I've tried pizza and it's always like floppy and like soggy, and the sauce has no flavor. Like, I don't know what it is, but like New York, the pizza just cooks right here. Whatever it is, it's crisp. That's how I kind of like my pizza, a little fucking crispy. My husband doesn't. He likes he'll eat anything. He'll eat like floppy pizza. I'm like, ugh. I love when Gossip Girl is filming in the city. Oh, get out of here, NYC Urbanista. That's so funny. I just said if NYC Urbanista's in here, she's in here. This is Chaz. Can I say the absolute best pizza I ever had was in Fort Lauderdale? Chaz, no, that's all right. You know what? I think I've heard of people doing this. There's a lot of people that own pizzerias up here, and oh, the hell's in my mouth? And they actually ship water down to wherever they are to fucking make the pizza so that it tastes like New York pizza. I can't even tell you like a good place, because there's a lot of good places even out here, not out where I live right now. I hate all the pizza around here. I hate it all. When you grow up with a pizzeria in your neighborhood, like everybody usually picks one of the pizzerias because there's usually like fucking 10 of them in your neighborhood. So you pick one that you like, and that's like your hometown pizzeria. Like that's the one you fucking always go to. You don't go to other pizzerias unless you're somewhere else, And it's hard to like, you get used to that pizza, and then like eating other places, it's just hard. I was just used to this one place that I always went to and the way their pizza was. And around here, for some reason, nobody could make pizza. There's one place, but my husband doesn't like it. I like it because they burn the pizza. They fucking make it crispy on the bottom. I like it with a little slight crisp on the bottom, and then like the layer of like doughiness or airiness, and then the sauce and cheese, if that makes sense. Kevin Bacon is as skinny as a stick. That guy's skinny. Kevin Bacon. When I get to New York and order a slice of pizza, if no one is named Sal in the building, I'm out. Sal or Vinny or Tony. Tony. Or Ray. Not Ray. Gino. Those are like, there's a million Gino's pizzas. There's a fucking million of them. If you probably Google Gino's Pizza in New York, there's probably like 10 pages of them, I swear to God. Anthony. There's a lot of Anthony's and Vito shit. John, what are you going to New York for? What, you got a project up here? Something going on here. Make a mom ever come to the Jersey Shore. Chaz, I've been there once. I went to Wildwood. That's the only time I've ever been there. It's kind of far from where, I am. It's like, because again, leaving Long Island is such a pain in the ass. It's like, we have like an extra hour trip just fucking sitting in traffic. You have to add a whole extra hour sitting on the fucking Belt Parkway. I hate the Belt Parkway. Fucking hate it. There's only like, there's one highway that goes this way, and there's one highway that goes north, and then there's fucking, the tunnel straight into Manhattan. If you take the Long Island Expressway all the way, you're going to the end of it is the tunnel, and then all of a sudden you go through the tunnel and you come out and you're just like magically in the city. It's like the weirdest thing. But yeah, Wildwood, I didn't enjoy it because I had a really bad toothache when I went there, so I didn't fully enjoy it. But I never did like the whole beach, Jersey Shore thing. We had Fire Island, which is not. I don't think that's comparable to the Jersey Shore. Never mind, because the Jersey Shore has like all the boardwalk and everything. Fire Island, like where the Long Islanders go to party, like that's their spot, but it's kind of lame. It's not. I mean, it's cool, it's fun, but it's also kind of lame. I have family in Dix Hills. Oh, that's pretty close to where I am, Chaz. That's like 10 miles away, maybe a couple of towns over. I could get there in like 15 minutes if on a good day with no traffic. A lot of people say they don't like the shape cut of pizza in Chicago for regular thin crust. Most people. I would like to try Chicago pizza. I've never tried it before, so I have no idea. And I also want to go to Philly and get a real Philly cheesesteak because I hear that they're way better there. Coney Island. I've never been to Coney Island. Would you guys believe that? My parents, I don't know, it's so weird. They grew up in the city, and it was like almost like they wanted to keep us away from the city for some reason. I guess because in the 80s, it was pretty bad there. Like crime was bad. I think, when Giuliani came, like that was the one good thing. Mayor Giuliani really cleaned up the city. I mean, he did. Manhattan was a little dumpy. Even Times Square, it was like there was hookers and porn stores, and he wiped all that shit out of there, and it became this huge kind of like almost. I think Disney owns a lot of fucking Times Square. At one time, I don't know about now so much. They had like the Forrest Gump store, the Bubba Gump. They had the M&M store. It became more like kiddie commercialized, but like Manhattan's pretty safe. I would say out of all the boroughs, Manhattan's probably the safest one. But he did clean up the city, those types of areas. He definitely cleaned up, which is nice. But I guess when I was a kid, my parents didn't want to bring us there because my grandparents still lived in Brooklyn, and my grandfather would sit out the fucking building because he was in the projects, and he would lean out the front, the front of the building, and he'd seen people getting stabbed. That's why they fucking moved him out of there, because they were like, there's so much shit going on. Like he was seeing people steal, cars getting stolen, his hubcaps kept getting stolen off his car. It was getting bad over there. So they everybody started worrying, and so they moved him out here. But during that time, I guess it just wasn't. That's probably why my parents, now looking back, didn't want to bring us to those types of places, because they knew they grew up there. Tiffany, who is on Mob Shirt? Ben, it's DMX, the rapper. DMX. Get at me, dog. This is Chaz. I think it was Pat's. Okay, I'm not a huge pizza fan, but I absolutely love Papa Murphy's. I never heard of that. Seriously, wow. Hurricane Sandy cleaned up Coney Island. Yeah, I guess they had to kind of redo it. I do want to go there one day. I don't know. I never went there. Like, that's one of the things that I've never done in New York that I think I need to do. Can't wait to sit on the subway and just breathe in all the earth grossness. I love it. See, John, and people are going to know you're not a fucking real New Yorker, because if you're sitting, you're not a fucking real New Yorker. Bet you didn't know that. No, I'm just kidding. Some of them said, they have to. I love when you see tourists on the subway and they're all like, oh, like they're all, like they don't want to touch anything, as if they don't have like 10 bottles of fucking antibacterial lotion on them. They're like they don't want to touch the pole. I'm like, whatever, it's the city, touch the pole. Woo, you have to hold on to it, otherwise you'll go flying into people when it stops. So it's a good idea to hold on to it. I mean, it is kind of gross, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? People who avoid germs actually make themselves more susceptible to them in the end, because when you allow germs to get on you, you build up an immunity towards things. Thank you. Who is that? I'm sorry. I didn't see these last two super chats. Flower for life. Oh, Danke Shay. Thank you. I was going to say Konnichiwa, but isn't that... What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that hello in like Japanese? And who is this? Magdalene. Oh, thank you. Start a tour for us of NYC and go live. I want to meet NYC or Bernista one day in the city. I think if I go to the IMAX this year, I'm gonna have to. We'll have to set up something. NYC. We'll have to meet for like lunch or something. I've been to Coney Island. My husband used to work out there. Oh wow, I've never been there. How it's so disappointing. My parents were like so weird. It's just like they were so weird about the city. They're like, you don't want to go there. It's dirty. It's I'm like, we're kids. I'm like, we don't care about dirt. We're kids. It's fucking dirt. Subway is luxury now compared to back in the days of the graffiti trains. I miss the graffiti. I love graffiti. I absolutely love it. I just think it's such a fucking cool art form. I always like when I was in high school, all I wanted to do was just like be able to fucking draw letters like that. And I just couldn't. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a gift. Some people could just do it. I do have one. I don't know where it is. I have it somewhere. Oh, what's her name in here? KB Bells. I think it's in that box. She's always asking about this FedEx box in my garage because it's squished. And she wants us, she has requested me to do an unboxing of this FedEx box. And I'm pretty sure it's a box full of like my high school memorabilia. So I'm going to go smoke a cigarette downstairs and then end this so that my family could sleep because my husband's in his room now. My son's in his room. And I feel like I'm being really loud. So I'm going to join my stream, smoke a cigarette, and then say goodbye. Subway is now luxury. The subways are still ugly though. They're like the seats are like orange and I don't know, brown or weird colors, like 70s almost. Anyway, Snoop. God, this fucking dog. Purple Rain. Hey girl, hey. Ben, man, you've been getting it's been rough on you, bro. I am serious about the bus tour. I think about it. If you guys don't do it, so many tourists get lost. Oh, what are you talking about like the double-decker buses that go through the city? I want to do one of those too. I've never done that. I don't know. They look cool. They look fun. So what? I look like a fucking tourist. It's like taboo to be like to do the tourist things if you're from New York, but I don't give a shit. I still do them. I don't live in Manhattan, so when I go there, I technically am a tourist in a sense. Depends which ones. The subways are so gross. I know, Tiffany, they are. The stations are really fucking gross. The trains are like the least of the concerns. The stations are the fucking bad part. Some of them aren't like terrible, but some of them are fucking just grimy as hell. Like especially the ones in Midtown because like that's like, people. This fucking dog is scratching at this door. What do you want from me, Snoop? Holy shit, man. He's like, I have to be like right next to you. We have to be touching and making contact. All right, hold on. Let me just invite myself to my stream so I could go. Snoop, go lay down in the room, okay? It's time for bed. HTTPS. Hold on. Snoop. Why is this not working? Okay. Hold on, guys. // StreamYard. Hold on. .com. Chris, did you get the video? What? Jesse's video? Yeah. You can't answer a question? Did I get it? Yeah, I sent it to you. Did you see it? Yeah. Oh, all right. All right. Hold on, guys. I have to oh, come on. That was so much typing. Why do you do this to me? What did I mess up? Oh, I see. No. G. Oh, I see what I messed up. All right. Hold on. Oh my God. This is oh, you son of a bitch. No. Hold on. Undo. This is so annoying. Why don't they let you just select the one little, there we go. No. I guess capitalization counts, huh? Hold on. UHMV. Little J, that's why. Okay. Jeez. So picky, internet. V9. A. Okay. There you go. Yay. Oh, wait a second. I don't know how to mute this on here. All right, hold on a second. I can't have this like blasting in my house right now. You can have whatever you like. Ew, Snoop, stop licking the mouth noises. That looks scary. Testing. How am I going to mute this on there, though? I don't want it to play. This is so weird. Hold on. So annoying. Now is it going to come? It's so weird. You can't mute it. Oh, yeah, you can. All right. All right. I'm out. Look at this. Remy, there's my shelf. Oh. I was muted. Oh, I need the chat thing. Oh, it snowed. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Where's my comments? Yes, I didn't take my Christmas tree down. Okay, excuse me. I'm not ready to part with it yet. I'll probably do it this week, but I really am not. I'm like, I like the lights. I don't want to. I don't know. I'll get sick of looking at it. Wait, is the sound coming out? Hold on. I don't understand why this thing does this. He's still here. That's so weird. That's so weird. I don't understand. You cannot turn the sound off. For some reason, like, even though my sound, I muted my speakers and I muted the microphone, but it's still coming through. It's weird. Like, no matter what, the sound is still coming through my computer. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if it's like a control in StreamYards or something. Like, you can't turn the volume off. You can't. It's impossible. And it comes out pretty fucking loud. Does anybody know if there's like a volume control on there on StreamYards? We await your lives. Return. Wait, John, when are you leaving? Amanda, no, I mean, it comes like, see, me talking right now is coming out on my computer on the sound, but I muted the sound and you could still fucking hear it on, like, it has to be something with StreamYards. It's like, it won't let you mute it for some reason. Oh, get out of here, Tiffy. Yeah, the snow passed us. Look, it's all we got. I don't know if you guys can even see because it's really hard. I'm looking at like a little thing this big through the comments. I can barely see myself. We haven't gotten a good snow here. Dude, are you fucking kidding me, Snoop? Seriously, you're going to hit the door now? Go inside. We haven't gotten like a good, like, I think only 2 years it's been. We haven't gotten a good hold on a second. You go upstairs. That's it. Enough. Andrew, what was it? Andrew DeVries. You can't. That's the whole thing. It's my internal speakers in the computer. Like they're built into my monitor. I can't unplug them. Dude, this fucking dog bad. It's like I can't even go outside and smoke a cigarette without him. And then he fucking sits here and scratches my. Go upstairs now. No. Oh, you gotta go out? All right. You better go out, Snoop. God. He don't bother anybody else in this house except me to freaking do everything. It's just like my son. Like my husband just got up. Why didn't you bother him to fucking let you out? Just me. It's always me. And he'll bark in 2 seconds to come back in. Anyway, yeah, I just want to get like a nice like snowstorm. I don't know. I used to hate the snow when I worked. I hated it because it's such a pain in the ass to travel in it. But like, I don't mind it when I'm home, and I more so for Jesse. I've never built a fucking snowman with him because the last couple like when he was a baby, that's probably the last time we got like bad snowstorms when he was like 1, or 2 maybe at the most, and he wasn't like the first time I put him in snow he cried. He was like, "Ah!" And like I immediately took him out, and then the second time he liked it. There was 1 year he built a snowman with my husband, but again he was probably like 2, 3 maybe. No, probably 2. So we haven't seen. Yeah, I'm Amanda. That's the thing. I did mute the computer speakers. It's so weird. Like I muted the volume so that it doesn't come out of the speakers, but it's still coming out. It's the fucking weirdest thing. But yeah, you should be able to hear me. It's just that up there, I muted my microphone up there so it doesn't pick up the noises. I mean, it's an empty room, but I don't know. Whatever. I missed your videos, but I just said you break. Yeah, Heather, I'll be back with them. I'm, took a little break. I'm definitely gonna get them back up because I really want to finish it. I just want to get it like out, and that's it. Because I gotta tell you guys, and I was planning on talking about this in the end, but I guess I'll just say it now. It's been like very therapeutic for me. Like I feel like I got out like the hard part, the really like really bad parts, and um it's like a relief almost in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to just like kind of like once you verbalize like out loud something that that's been consuming you in your head for so long, like, and you finally get it out. It's like almost you got like a sense of relief. It's kind of nice because I held a lot of it in. I vented to my husband and stuff, but like I don't know. It's different. It's been very therapeutic for me in a sense, even though it's been draining in some ways. It's also been very therapeutic. It was like if I had to do it all over again, I definitely would. So it snows more in March, April. That's weird. Red Lotus. Hey, Red Lotus, how are you? I didn't see you in here. Dish with Lish. Urban East, I've always been told if you say hello or good morning or something to people in the street, they think you're crazy. Happy. I don't know. I don't think people would think you're crazy, but like everybody's always in a rush and like people don't tend to make eye contact with you. But if you say hi to people, they're not like, I don't know. I find it opposite. Like when I go down to like my in-laws live down, south, and when I go down there and I'm like like when you're up here and you're in a store, everybody talks to each other, this people have conversations with each other online, there's music playing, like it's kind of loud in stores around here. And I remember like going down there the first couple of times and like waiting in line at the gas station and everybody's just like kind of quiet. Like it's weird to me. I guess I'm just used to like a lot of people. I don't know what it is. Talking. A lot depends on where you are. Yeah, like if you're in the Upper East Side, yeah, people are a little snobby up there. Not the whole Upper East Side, but like Fifth Avenue, you know. I don't know, but people are friendly. There's like if you go down to Little Italy, they have like all the restaurants. That's the one cool thing about going down there is like they have the restaurants in the summertime outside. Like there's little tables outside, so it's like you can sit out on the and a lot of the maitre d's or people who work at the restaurant are kind of out in the streets trying to get you to come into their restaurant. So they like make small talk with you and everything like that. So I wouldn't say everybody's like that. I want a blizzard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're a cat. Like we haven't had a good one. We had one so bad. There was when my husband and I first moved in together. That one was fucking bad. We lived in an apartment complex and we were like snowed in for like days. And then a couple of years back, there was a fucking huge one. It made like national headlines. People were like, it came down so fast and so heavy, and we got and it like it was just crazy. I had never seen it snow that bad that quickly, you know? It was like just piling up so fast and like cars were just getting there were cars that were fucking buried in snow in the middle of the fucking expressway. Like it was crazy. I'm sure if you look it up, I don't remember what year it was. I'm trying to think. Was my son born yet? I don't know if it was like 2013 maybe or maybe even before then. Shit. Well, we've only lived here since 2009. I don't know, but it was bad, dude. I mean, it was bad. It was like a state of emergency. TV, wait, what? TV, the one we got? It was no. I guess, yeah. I guess it was. It was a blizzard. It was a really, really bad blizzard. I've never seen one like that bad in my entire life. We would love to once make a snowman. Where are you, Red Lotus? I don't know what part of the country. You don't have to say. Obviously, I don't need the town. I'm just trying to get like a general idea of where you're from. It was just after Sandy. Oh, was it NYC? Yeah, maybe. So yeah, like 2013. It was crazy. We couldn't our like there was so much snow, and because so many cars got stuck on the roads, the plows couldn't even like get to our street. So we were snowed in for like a couple of days. We couldn't even get out of our fucking driveways. We lost power for a week. Yeah, when Hurricane Sandy hit, I mean, thank God we didn't get any like horrible damage. My fountain in the back fell over, like, just stupid shit. But I remember my husband and we lost power. We were waiting for a little bit, and then during like the fucking like middle of the storm, we got in my husband's truck, and I was pregnant at the time, and it was cold. It was cold in the house, and just no electricity. It was horrible. So my mom, for some reason, didn't lose her electric. So we drove over there during the storm. And I remember just driving down and just seeing like the fucking transformer boxes like exploding. Oh my God. It was crazy. It was scary. It was scary driving during that. My mom don't live that far away, thank God. But, and so me, my husband, and my dog, Snoop, and my big pregnant belly, we all stayed at my mom's house for like I think it was like 8 days or something like that. And my husband was like so nervous. He kept coming back and checking up on the house every day, and he needed his clothes. And oh my God, it was crazy. 7 days, yeah. And that's not even anything because there was people who were without power for fucking like a month. I mean, the shores got killed. I worked at the time on like the southern shore of Long Island, and I gotta see if I can find the pictures. They're probably actually on my Facebook page, I think. Um I think I have some. They're like, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad, dude. The streets were flooded, and people had like signs like on their houses like don't loot, and all this crazy shit. It was very destructive. The saddest thing was what happened to the Jersey Shore, like the boardwalk. I remember that. There's a whole shoreline washed away, still rebuilding. And it was scary too being a Long Islander. Oh God. It was scary being alone. What the fuck? Tiffany, are you in here still? Look, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 comments below you. Um, it's scary because like our shorelines are like seriously eroding, and we have this like one island. In fact, the place where the Long Island serial killer dumped the bodies, the fucking like the whole parkway and everything was completely underwater. So it was scary, because those islands are what there's if you ever look at Long Island close up, there's like, the big long fish looking thing. And then if you look closely, there's this little kind of like barrier island below it, just right below it. It looks like a pen, like somebody took a pen and just fucking drew a line right under it and underlined it. Those islands are what keep us from, eroding and getting swallowed into the ocean. So when those start going under, we're fucked. We're in big trouble, you know? So those were like, that was scary. It was just a scary thing. And it's also scary living on an island during a storm like that, because if they declare a state of emergency, how the fuck are we getting out of here? There's only one way out. You have to go through the city. So, you know how backed up that shit would be? We'd be dead. We'd be fucking dead. It was kind of scary because they were really making it like it was going to be like the most devastating storm ever. Wasn't that like Hurricane Sandy? I remember there was like, was it like two storms meeting together? I don't even remember. I don't remember, but it was like, it was a superstorm, whatever it was. And it was really scary. What just happened to my chat? It disappeared. That was weird. Oh, I bet you it's buffering. I don't know. Maybe not. That was so weird. My chat just completely disappeared. All right, there it is. That was weird. But yeah, it was scary. It was just scary because like you start to think to yourself, like, what if something, they had those tsunamis and remember that, like, how many years ago was that? There's those huge tsunamis that like fucking killed millions of people. I don't know about millions, but a lot. Like, that's a scary thought, that getting swallowed by water, by the ocean. I'm like terrified of the ocean as it is. So the thought of getting swallowed by it just makes me even more scared. I remember the tail end of that up here. I mean, they evacuated the coast. People had to basically the shores. If you there was a certain they had sections, so it was like a certain mileage, and if you were south of this main street, whatever 27 is called, or you needed to fucking get out of there. You had to evacuate your home. It was scary. And then the fucking gas lines after, holy shit. People were like going crazy over gas, and like I remember driving down the highway and like people were fucking waiting online for like hour, 2 hours just to fucking fill their gas tanks up. And then a lot of the gas stations ran out of fucking gas. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. I'm a weirdo who believes that the weather can be started control. Chicky sweater. Hey, you never know because it's like business. Yeah. I do think that that's possible because they're trying to. Oh, what was I watching? I was watching some science video where they were actually trying to create a storm. It was like a space storm, some kind of fuck shit. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it is possible with some giant mirror thing. I don't even know. There's Snoop wants to come in. My sister got married the weekend after the hurricane. Everything was flooded. Oh my god, that sucks. That's so crazy though. Hold on. I live below sea level. My hometown is right. Wait, what do you mean below sea level? How could you live below sea level? Wait, that doesn't make sense. How do you live below sea level? Are you a fish? Wait, I'm confused. I thought you could like either live at sea level or above it, but I never knew that humans could live below it. And I'm trying to figure out how this works. Is there like a dip, I guess? Like a valley? That's weird. I think we're at sea level. I think Long Island's at sea level. All right, Snoop, do yourself a favor now and go the fuck upstairs. Here. No. You're going up here. Bedtime. Bedtime for Snoop. Come on, go. Come on, go. You're not staying down here and annoying me. Snoop, you're not staying down here. Watch, I'm gonna walk outside and just start barking. Go, now. Go. Then lay down. 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 Good. Put your butt down. Lay down. Man, you don't listen for nothing anymore. You're stubborn. Holy shit. Don't start barking. You're not coming out here. Fucking annoying the shit out of me. He does these things to get me attention. This dog has like serious separation anxiety. Fucking with me. Only with me. Like he needs to have my attention on him. So he'll come out here and he'll scratch at the fucking floor. You know, anything he could do to get my attention. It's the fucking weirdest thing. When I'm standing at my kitchen, holy shit. Fucking idiot. My husband just closed the door, scared the shit out of me. What do you call it? The fuck was I saying? I don't remember now. Thanks, Snoop. He's a pain in the ass. He's got to be right up my ass all the time. Fucking like a piece of Velcro. Wait, John, how do you live below sea level? I'm like so confused by this. I wasn't very good in fucking whatever class that was, earth science, I guess. I'm not very good at those kind of things. I didn't pay too much attention. I told you guys before, street smart, yeah. Book smart, not even close. I remember. I'm gonna like look this up as soon as I get fucking off of here. I really like need to know what the fuck. Many areas are now below sea level. What? That's so weird. Because like I would think below sea level would be in the sea. I don't know. I guess it could be. I guess if there's like, I don't know, land that's just below it. I don't know. That's weird. Wait, most of Alabama is placed right above Florida, some sea level on the bottom. Oh, interesting. Oh, all right. I can't, Chris, so I'm going to have to end this. My husband's telling me to turn off the computer because he could hear me. Click that link when you get off. All right. Hold on. I'm going to copy it. All right. Let me end this because my family, everybody's trying to sleep and I'm disrupting them and I don't want to do that. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Oh, he was creeping into the camera. Was he in his underwear? He probably didn't even realize it was on. Oh my god. All right. I figured he would have heard me saying I can't turn the volume off. Let me end this so everybody can fucking sleep. I didn't realize even it's 12 o'clock. I will see you guys next time. Good night. Oh wait, I didn't copy John's link. Hold on. I need the scientific lesson on below sea level because I'm a fucking idiot. All right. Oh, I gotta end it upstairs. Hold on. Ugh. I don't know why it does it. Turn the volume off.